I just think, as we were saying earlier, this has been a very unpredictable season for both college football and NFL. And as we show a graphic, this is not like after 1 or 2 weeks. This is after 5 weeks of football. We're looking at if the playoffs started today, what this would look like. And there are some surprises on this graphic. And so I thought it might be worth just having some dialogue about here. We're looking at the Indianapolis Colts being a 1 seed if the season ended today, the San Francisco 49ers being a 2 seed. Like, these are not predictions people had in mind. The Jaguars making the playoffs, Tampa Bay being a 3 seed. Like, this is just New England technically would have made the playoffs today. This is not really what was on our or other people's radars. You don't see the Ravens on here at all. There's no Ravens on here. Like, what in what world? So I thought it might be fun to just kind of talk about this and break this down a bit. But
Yeah.
Steve, on this list here, this is way too early to forecast, but from this list, who do you think on this list does not make the playoffs? And if you don't think that they make the playoffs, maybe who do you think might make it in their place?
Um, let's see. I also don't see the Chiefs on this list.
They wouldn't make the playoffs if it ended today. As crazy as that is.
I mean, that's probably my first reaction is I'd probably replace the Patriots with the Chiefs. And I
Okay.
know that, whatever, they're off to a bad start or not a great start, but man, they always find a way. They have good coaching, good players. I don't know what
Hmm.
it is about them, but somehow they will find a way back to the playoffs. So that would probably be my first reaction is most likely probably the Chiefs for the Patriots is who I would swap from the AFC. From the NFC, um, I'm trying to think. I mean, I don't necessarily I don't know that any of the NFC teams are a surprise. Maybe San Francisco being a 2 is a
Well, let me
little
ask you
higher
this. Let me
than
ask
what
you
I
this.
thought.
In addition to San Francisco being a 2, we have the Seahawks and the 49ers in here, but not the Rams. Is that a surprise?
Yeah, I mean, if I had to swap one, it would probably be Seahawks for Rams. If I had to
Okay.
swap one on here, that's probably the one that I would swap.
And you like having the 3 teams from the NFC North, the Lions, Packers, and Vikings all in?
I don't know about the Vikings. I mean, some of this again, I think we talked about like I don't think they're a bad team, but some of it depends on JJ. Like he got hurt. I think he played well in the beginning. I don't think it is necessarily like, oh wow, they're gonna be horrible, but some of it will depend on his health. Does he continue to play well? So that they could be a bubble team.
Yeah.
That would be another one I'd maybe consider bumping.
Okay. And Carson Wentz has looked okay. He's come in and done some Carson Wentz things. He hasn't been a standout, but he's getting the job done.
Yeah, for sure.
Last second touchdown win the game over in London this weekend. That helps. That helps
Yeah.
this whole standings a lot.
Yep.
I think one of the craziest things for me here is you got the Chargers in here. They've lost 2 games in a row, and they're still sitting as a 4 seed after only 5 weeks of football. And it just tells you how good their first 3 weeks were.
Yeah.
I'm going to start with the AFC as well. And I, it sounds insane to say this. I think you switch out the Steelers for the Ravens. I genuinely feel like if all else is the same, the Steelers are only beating the Ravens by 2 wins right now. They play each other twice. If the Ravens win both of those games, then they're on this, and the Steelers are not. When Lamar gets healthy, I think that they will win football games, but they are going to have a big hill to climb. It's just too early for me to count them out, especially with how weak that division is. I don't think the
Yeah.
Steelers are that strong of a team. I think they will leave the window open for the Ravens to crawl back. I don't know that Ravens could even make a wild card spot, but I do think they could win their division. I think that's such a weird concept, but that's how I feel. The other thing here, man, I'm just not sold on the Jaguars at all. I could see them having a colossal meltdown and then the Chiefs sneaking in as well. So like there's a lot
Yeah.
of things that I think could happen here, but
Yep.
I like the Patriots team. I like to root for them. They're a young team with a lot of hunger, but they could also fall off pretty quickly here. They're 3-2, in
Yeah.
week 5.
Yep.
On the NFC side of things, I think the Rams definitely make the playoffs this year. I don't care who gets kicked out for them. I think the Rams win their division. Even though they lost to the 49ers, I think they'll come back and win the division. So 49ers become a wild card team there, in my opinion. And honestly, the rest of this looks okay to me. I kind of like the rest of it. I think you bump out the Seahawks, bump 49ers to a wild card, and put the Rams in. And that's what I think we'll see here.
Yeah.
It's tough. I mean, it's only been 5 weeks and there's been a lot of upsets. So very hard to say, but I want to follow up here. Let's ignore everything we just said. If this was the actual playoffs, who do you think wins the conferences and who do you think wins the Super Bowl?
Um, I think it'd probably be the Bills in the AFC on this list, and the NFC is tough. I mean, I don't know, man. I want the Lions to win, but also Green Bay looks pretty reasonable, but also the Eagles are still good, but they can't throw the ball. Give me the Lions. I'm just gonna go with the hometown favorite. I could see a lot of teams in the NFC from this list winning it, but I think the Lions are the real deal again. I think they just had a weird slow start that first game.
That would be my exact pick, but to be different, I don't want to pick the same two teams as you. So I'll pick two different teams. And this might sound crazy. Give me the Broncos and the Bucks. Those are my two runner-ups for those conferences.
Yeah,
Who do you think wins the Super Bowl on on this whole roster here, this team lineup?
I got to stick with the Bills. That was my preseason pick. So
I'm going to go with what I want to happen instead of what I initially said, and I'm also going to say the Bills because that is who I wanted to win. I just felt like the Ravens might be their year, and now I think that maybe it's the Bills' time. Who knows?